Hey, aloha, everybody. Isn't this what you're supposed to do? Wave your hands all over the place. So
Get them to click the
some
thumbnail.
people pay attention to your video. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, aloha, everybody. Welcome to our special Facebook Live. Man, super excited
special.
you guys are here. I see the comments already like a mile long.
Oh,
Jason says, pump up the jam.
Pump it up.
Yeah.
We have a awesome training for you guys. I saw somebody just had to put the sad face emoji, the unhappy emoji at the top there. What's up with that?
Why did somebody do a sad face? Maybe it's my hair. Nick was making fun of me because I was trying to make it look presentable before we came on live, but maybe it's my hairdo.
Don't be sad. We've got an awesome training for you guys. We're gonna show you a lot of cool stuff that we're doing. So don't be sad.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really awesome. I'm super excited. I'm glad you guys are all here. What is today? Today's Wednesday, right? Man, yeah. Isn't it crazy? Like just how like you don't even know. I mean, I think it's hard enough to tell what day it is in Hawaii, period.
Oh my God.
Now it's even worse.
Gerald, Tiger King Tom is in the house. Can I pull that picture up real quick? Is that fair game or no?
Yeah. If you want to pull it up. I have it on my desktop. You want me to pull it up?
Oh man. Hold on.
Here, hold on. Let me get it.
Okay. Well, Tom's doing that. We got an extra special surprise for you that he's gonna bust out for you. A lot of people probably already saw it, but
I think it went out. It went out in my email today.
Yeah, podcast email, which is actually a good point. Tom had a couple of really good podcast interviews, two today.
Yeah, I had one yesterday and two today, and then I have another one next Tuesday. And even the people I interviewed with lined up more. Like, there's going to be some really awesome. Like, I have been shocked at the level of talent that just kind of fell into my lap. So you guys are really going to love it. I mean, the one today I was just telling Nick and Cameron, it was fantastic. So here, let me share. So this was what this is what I sent out today. Cameron actually made this.
Oh man.
I was like, what's so funny, Nick, is my mom came over earlier. She dropped some things off at the house, and I showed her this picture, and she was like looking at it, and she was like, he looks like you.
She doesn't know what Photoshop is, right?
Yeah. I was like, that's because that is me. She's like,
that is me, Mom. Remember back when I lived in Florida and I had a cub petting zoo with a bunch of tigers?
Yeah. You need to show yours. No, Nick has one too.
No. I couldn't do it. I had to stop sharing your screen. Pull that thing down. You're detailing your presentation now.
Yeah. Nick has one too, just so you guys know. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's off limits. Hey, Roger says the bookcase behind you looks like it's going to collapse. Roger, that's the wide angle lens on Tom's camera there. Just a wide angle.
Well, they're a little bowed. I was just thinking the other day I should maybe go get some thicker shelves.
Yep.
But yeah, it is what it is, though. It's holding up the books. That's good. Yeah. Well, awesome. Yeah. So I think that's enough chit chat. Really glad you guys are all here. We have we have a lot of really good content we want to delve into on this live. It's not like our Friday live jam sessions. We really wanted to hold this because we've been getting so many people, so many sharks reaching out to us about what we're doing right now to bring clients in, during this whole thing that's going on, this whole COVID-19 thing. And, we've been sharing a little bit about what we've been doing. Some sharks have just taken the little bit of information that we shared and have already gotten some clients, and they're already getting traction with it. And we haven't really spent a lot of time just talking about that, right? So we wanted to have this Facebook Live so that Nick could really do a deep dive and really show you guys exactly what he's doing, the kind of results he's getting, the reactions he's getting. And Nick told me right before the show, the sales guy you hired, he closed his first deal today, right?
Yeah. We have this might be a little ahead in the story for some of you, but I'll get there. But yeah, we had our first deal for that guy come in. First team member sale for him. I'll explain more of that. But yeah, it's $1,000 per month client, which is amazing, right? And we're going to be able to provide value to them and help them. So yeah, I'm going to touch more on that. I'm going to actually just kind of jump right into it, so we are conscious about the time. And look,
yeah,
that's Jason, Shark Media Group. We closed 3 deals today ourselves.
I mean, it has been really awesome to see people in the Facebook group posting the deals they're closing and the things they're doing, because I think so many people thought that wasn't going to happen, but
right.
The opportunity is out there, like
right
there.
And that's, what that brings us to. So I'm just going to jump right into it, because that's kind of where our story really starts. But I do want to give you all of this. You just got to hang out with us for this entire training. All right. This is a coronavirus survival kit, and I'm giving this to you so you can use it to prospect. It's not for you. We're not like, it's not, you can use it, of course, but this is meant for you to go out there and give this away to put goodwill out there and speak with business owners, right? This is a piece of content that I had paid to have created. And of course, it says Maui local business on it, and it's got my branding on the left-hand side, but you can take it and you can rebrand it and put wherever you're from on it. All the information in there is really general about what's going on with the situation. And it's good information to give to local business owners. So
like share it on your social media feeds for your fellow business owners in the area, provide some value and get it out there. So
exactly. And I'm gonna share more on how we're using this in a little bit, but I just wanted to show it to you real quick. Hang out with us, stay with us. We got an awesome training. We're gonna give this to you at the end for those of you that are with us. So let's jump right into it. So what are we up to? As you, a lot of you already know, some of you are on the internal AGM training that we did a couple hours ago, and you're all here now. So thanks for joining us again. But long story short, I'm going to talk a little bit about the beginning, right? Where we were pre-corona, hanging out in the office, building our businesses.
Man, it's just funny picture Tom day, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but Tom, he likes to dress up in costumes. That's just kind of his thing. He every time he goes to the grocery store, he's got a different costume on. But there we are, right? Minding our own business, couple of sharks, building our businesses, our agencies, hanging out in the offline sharks community, and everything is really chumming along, right? We've got successful businesses, both of us, and then we've got a successful shared business where we're partners. And I think it's important to talk about that a little bit, like what was going on beforehand, because as we all know, Corona hit not too long ago. And I'm going to make my screen a little bigger. Hopefully it did do much. But you can see some of those images there, right? You've got the one on the left-hand side here, one of our clients asking to pause his billing for that month because he wasn't going to be able to make it. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to pay the invoice, and he wanted to apply for the SBA loan, right? Because for us, and like probably many of you on the call, our economy here on Maui is very reliant on tourism. So with the flights being shut down and people not being able to travel here, a lot of our businesses have really shut down, like in so many other places as well. But that customer is, doing activities that's how he's driving business to his business. So he's basically done, right? At the other corner, you see another request for Google AdWords campaign to be paused. And then at the bottom right, you see an SEO campaign being requested to be canceled. Now, the thing about that is that, there's a lot you can do. You can ask people to, just pause, not cancel, right? You can send their date out further so they don't cancel completely with you. And we've done that. We did that. And, I recommend that people do that to save their clients. But also, there's some other things going on in the background that we have been doing to help stimulate our business a little bit. So this is the quarantine shot at our office. We got that whole lockdown situation. That was news to us, and we basically had to scramble to figure it out, right? We needed to figure out a way to keep our agencies afloat, right? With all of the cancellations and pause billings and things like that. We scrambled, didn't we, Tom?
I got to unmute myself. Yeah, I mean, it was like, just like everybody else was experiencing, right? Like, clients are messaging us. They don't know what's going on. Nobody else knows what's going on. Nick had just literally with a week or so before signed the lease for this office, right? He's hired a salesperson and then bam. And it's like, oh my God, what do we do? And I think an important lesson to remember from there is like, the one thing that we didn't do was stop taking action, right? Like when stuff like this happens, the key is to pause, assess, and then do whatever you can to start moving forward. And because we reacted so quickly, because we started like assessing the situation and starting to think about ways to move forward, that allowed us to adjust. And what we started doing then is really paying off now, as people are getting more used to being in quarantine and the situation is going the way that it is. So one thing I would tell you guys about this whole situation is, yes, there's opportunity here, but the opportunity is going to be had by the people that can move quickly, that their speed of implementation allows them to get going sooner rather than later. Because if you wait around to see how it's all going to pan out before you start doing anything, it's too late. Going to miss the boat. So this whole situation, it really requires that you don't do anything crazy, you don't do anything rash, but that you actually move forward. So
yep, I 100% agree with you, Tom, and I'm gonna jump more into that as well. And just so you know, the picture you're looking at is my office. The plastic that you're looking at is covering the other side, where we have the rest of our team working on putting the word out there for what we're doing. But, my fiance works in the ICU, so I have to take extra special care to not get people sick because she's on the front line and I could potentially have it. But I don't, thank God. And so anyway, that's just kind of the state of where we were at, or where we are at now. That plastic is still up. So with everything going on, we had a lot going on, actually. We were running ads. We were getting ready and gearing up to drop a massive Google campaign to get more marketing clients. In fact, we were actually in direct access with a team at Google, and we were invited and involved in something called the Google Digital Accelerator Program. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that. Let me know if you have heard of it. I'd be curious to catch up with you later. But anyway, long story short, we had direct access to a team that was really helping us. And one of the main guys, his name was Forrest, he really helped us with a lot of information. He just has that high level view, right? He gets to see all the data that's being collected at Google. And, when you have a crisis like this, you can see where the trends really are, what industries are really standing out, which industries have less impressions, less clicks, which ones have more. And so we had regular discussions with this guy. And some of the things that stood out to us were really mind-boggling. And some of them made a lot of sense. And one of the things that made a lot of sense for us was that, the restaurant industry was in a very interesting predicament, because the government, and I think this is in most states, they shut down the ability for people to come in and buy food just to prevent the spread of what's going on, right? However, a lot of the restaurants could remain open for delivery or takeout. Now, for most restaurants, that is a very different business model than they are used to, right? Most of their business comes from people coming in. Now, they had to shift to 100% takeout, curbside, or to-go food. So the problem with that is that most of the world does not know which business is actually open and doing that. A lot of them just folded up completely, shut their doors, and just aren't open still till this day. And we know that because we've been contacting many of them. And I know that you guys have probably tried to go get some of your favorite food right now, and you didn't have any success with it. So we decided that we could use our influencer site software to help these restaurants, because people still need to eat. These businesses, they're really struggling to stay afloat and keep their customers. They have to pay their rent, and they still need to generate revenue. However, they're not set up properly to do it in full force like they had been doing before. So we really put the two together to, number one, help the businesses get more customers, give them exposure, and number two, help the community, right? We decided to make this community resource, and I'm gonna show you that in a couple minutes here. But a quick note about anytime there is a huge economic shift, and it's something that Tom just touched on. The people that are going to really make it right now, or see the opportunity, are the people that have something set up, or the people that can quickly get set up, like tomorrow or like now. The people that aren't able to do that are really just kind of sitting at home on the couch. I know a lot of those people, and maybe you guys do too. Shout out to all the people on the couch right now, just hanging out, not making use of their time. But you have to be able to get your thing going really fast to get in front of this. So, I hope that all of this will be over soon. But I don't want you to miss the opportunity, and I'm going to talk more about the opportunity because it might surprise you. It's not your ordinary opportunity here.
Yeah. And hey, Nick, one thing I would say to that is obviously businesses that already had things in place, like businesses that were already building an email list, that already were doing things on their social media, businesses that already had ways for customers to interact with them online versus just coming into their store. When this whole COVID-19 thing happened, those businesses were already set up, ready to go for the opportunity, right? So obviously it's an opportunity for them because they're already in a position to leverage what's going on to help their business, right? And so if your business isn't in that situation, like exactly what Nick is talking about, the thing you have to do, the mistake most people make is they try to get something started that takes too long, right? Like it's gonna take most businesses too long to build those types of things up to even get any traction. By the time they do that, the crisis will be over. It'll still be good that they have those things, but they won't be able to benefit nearly as much as if they had already had them in place. So when you're looking at economic shifts like this and what's going on, you have to identify opportunities that allow you to quickly get up and running. Speed of implementation is key, so that by the time you're ready, you haven't missed the opportunity. We don't want that.
Yeah. And, so many people are chiming in the comments. Herbert is saying this is a great opportunity. I know that Shark Media Group says that he's been sleeping on the floor below his desk, nonstop grinding. And I know that for Tom and myself and the rest of our team, I mean, we've been the same way, right? We've been operating a full schedule. And so guys like Larry, who has they live in a seasonal area, they want to capitalize on this now. I agree with you, Larry. You should. And Marshall mentioned real quick that he's having some issues. So Marshall, if your browser's freezing, I would recommend maybe just restarting your computer and coming back. We're trying something a little new here by coming in with the Facebook Live and having a little bit bigger of a discussion. But so let me jump back to this. Let's recap. Our agency revenue is down, right? For us, those are SEO clients, website clients, that's running ads, that's social media marketing, all those things. And the crazy part for us is like, how are we going to shift? How are we going to make a change so we can continue operating? Now, like I mentioned earlier, most businesses aren't operating, and like restaurants, they're only allowed to have people dining inside, but they still can operate just at a different level. So our influencer site system really gives you a way to get the word out about businesses, right? So we decided to act on that. 1 + 1 = 2. Our agency revenue is down. We found a problem and we're going to solve it. So I think you guys are going to like what we've done. So we created this site called We Deliver Maui, and let me know in the comments below if you guys have seen it. Anybody seen it? I'm going to do a quick little demo about this site, okay? I know a lot of you have already seen Agency Growth Machine before and our influencer platform, but I'm going to pretend like a lot of you haven't and just talk about it a little bit more, okay? So this is our website. This is the map where Tom and I both live. This is Maui. And these little pins all over the map, these are all restaurants. Pizza Fresh, love that place. Been going there since I was a little kid. Cafe Moon. So all these businesses that are in here, they all have listings, which you can see, right? Coconuts, you see, is in Kihei. They offer curbside. You have Pie Artisan Pizzeria. They're doing delivery, takeout, Lahaina, right? This is a resource for people that come to this website. They see all these businesses that have these listings. So it's very informative, very powerful. A lot of people are coming to this site and they're looking at it and they're saying, oh, wow, there are some restaurants in my area that are still doing takeout, or I know that they deliver. I can order some food, right? Who here right now is at home right now and just been eating basically the same old stuff for the last week? You're out of groceries. You want something new, but you don't know where to go. I mean, guilty. I'm guilty, 100%.
my daughters are like, we want to get takeout food.
They did? Did you send them to our website?
They know where to go, Nick.
They know where to go. Okay. So, those of you that have seen this site before, you know that it's an awesome site. You know what's behind it. The genius part about it is that, to build something like this normally, it would take you forever. It would take you months to get all that business information, collect it, aggregate it, put it on the website. First of all, you'd have to be a technical wizard. You'd have to know how to build websites. You'd have to know how to get all that information, spend the time gathering it and putting it in. So for us, we created this unique software. It's called our influencer site software. And all you have to do is log into the back end. And if you want to import all these businesses, you just head over to the automated lead importer, okay? And you'll type in the keywords. So we're doing restaurants, right? I'm going to type in restaurants, and then you just type in your area. So I'm in Maui, and you can see that this is it's powered by Google. It's a tool that we made. Basically, you can select any region that's in Google. So if you're in the UK or you're in Europe or whatever, like this works as long as Google is in your area and the businesses you want to add are in Google. So basically everywhere. And all you have to do is hit search. And what the tool is doing now is it's going out and it's asking Google, hey, what restaurants are in this area, Maui? And you can do this for any industry, right? You don't have to do restaurants. You can do this in the home service industry. You can have a site just about roofers or electricians. It doesn't really matter. So I know it's awesome. A lot of good comments coming in, amazing software. And I know a lot of you are using this. I just want to recap. So you see that all these businesses have just come in, right? You've got this list, you've got their name, you got their address, you've got their category. You get a lot of this information directly from Google about these businesses. Again, normally you would have to get this information on your own and manually input it in your site, right? But for us, because we have access to this tool that we've been using, we are able to select each one of these at once if we want, select all, or one by one, just pick the ones we want, right? So let's say I want to take Tommy Bahama and Edge Maui, and I want to give them a listing on my site. Again, I could select all, add all these businesses at once, or I could just pick a couple, right? Select the category and hit import. Now you can see that these little tags are added next to these restaurants, and they've been added to my site, right? They've been imported. And so if I go to the front end of my website, you'll see that the businesses get a free listing. Sorry about that. My browser's acting up. I don't know what happened there.
I can pull it up on mine.
I'll just pull up our other influencer site real quick. So what happens is all these businesses get a listing on the front end of the site, right? It happens instantly. All that information, their name, their address, their phone number, they get a free listing and they get a pin on the map. How awesome is that? Levon says, super cool. Frank says, a good webinar is always the best refresher.
Yeah, thanks, Frank.
That's awesome. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what we're doing, right? We are giving these businesses free listings on our site. We are able to prospect by giving away something of massive value away to these businesses. So we give away the goodwill and we give them listings, and then that's how we start our prospecting sequence. Somebody's saying, Elvis says, wow. So let me pull my slides back up for you. So I have to be honest with you all that when we first started doing this, when we first started reaching out to these businesses, I thought we would be, number one, giving them a listing, because this is how we're talking to them, right? This is how we're getting in front of them, by giving away something of value. We are not cold calling, door knocking, and jumping immediately into the sale. We're giving them something away for free, something that we can talk about that's a community resource, right? But I have to be honest, when I first started doing this, I did reach out to businesses, let them know about the listing, and try to sell them. Now, in the beginning, I didn't really know what was going on, right? Like I was just losing clients. I wanted to get more. So I would talk about, running ads and doing SEO and all these things that we do as normal marketers, but the market wasn't really having it, right? People were scared. They weren't really looking to do more marketing services right now. So we had to change. We changed everything. Instead of selling, we decided to give everyone everything away for free. And I'm going to tell you more about why in a couple of minutes, because you have this opportunity here to build a business. You have the opportunity to get a huge list of customers that know, like, and trust you. And if you give away the goodwill, people will remember it, right? Normally, to talk to all these restaurants and get in front of them and speak to their business manager or business owner, it would be really difficult. I've been looking at restaurants around this island, my favorite restaurants, and I'm not able to get a hold of the people that, make the decisions because they're busy. They're not ever there. But right now, when we're following up through email or by phone and letting them know that we've given them a listing on our site, the business owners are there. Or they're going to give us, whoever answers the phone, they're going to give us the phone number of the business owner. So our prospecting is very different than what it used to be. And for those of you that hate using the phone or, sending cold email or any of those types of things, things are very different right now. You know, people normally don't use the phone. They don't like coming to the phone and talking on the phone about these types of things. But right now, the phone is one of the only ways to actually get in touch with the business, right? People can't go in to eat. They got to call. They got to order. So we've been seeing some crazy results that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. Tom, do you have anything you want to?
Yeah, I do have a couple of things to add to that. So one is like, I think one thing to really like get in your head is that, you know, obviously because of the situation, we cannot do things the same way we were doing them. Like we were just, you know, we were able to reach out, talk about the services we were selling, like do all those things and get traction. You cannot do that in the current environment because one, you just look like you don't know what's going on. You come across as kind of insensitive to the situation. So what this allows us to do by setting up this site, and, you know, we're doing it around restaurants, it allows us to have interactions with people and still look and make it look like we're very aware of what's going on. Not only are we aware of what's going on, but we have a way to help them in this situation. So by reaching out to these businesses and saying, hey, look, you know, people don't know where to go. They don't know what restaurants are open for takeout and stuff. That's why we built this site. That's why we're giving you a free listing. Normally we charge for these listings, but, you know, because of what's going on, we're just going to give it to you for free because we want to get the word out. We want to help the community. And now that is that kind of end, right? And a lot of people ask like, well, what else, you know, what is this about? What else can you do? Those types of things. And if not, you know, we have a process and a sequence that happens after this that walks the people into the types of services that we can offer, right? Like, so we'll get into a little more about that. But I think the key thing to remember is this is an effective way to position yourself. Like you're aware of what's going on. You're trying to do something to help. And, you know, it doesn't seem like you're being salesy or anything like that when you contact these people because you're not, right? So, yeah, that's really all I got to add to that, Nick.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we have the high perceived value on these listings, right? We normally charge $247 for the year, but what we're doing is we're just giving them away for free. So, the results have been crazy. Another thing we've been doing to just let the community know of what's going on is we've been sharing on social media, right? This is a post that Tom's wife made in the Maui Moms group, and you can see it's like a mile long. She made one post, and, you know, this is totally free, right? A lot of people say, well, how do you get traffic to your website? How do you rank it? How do you do all these things? Well, this is one post that was made, and I think in a couple hours we had this type of traction right now. Like almost 50 businesses immediately were added or reached out for more information about this website, and the reason is because of, you know, the idea behind it, right? It's a community resource. There's a huge need for it, and people love supporting local businesses, and also people want to know where to get food, right?
Yeah, well, and you know, another thing about this too, I mean, let's just think about this for a second. We had no, like, one little post, right? And all of a sudden we have 50 businesses that are now in our, what we call the sphere of influence. Like, let's just forget about trying to sell them anything. Like, that is an amazing thing to have happen, right? And the momentum and the traction, all it's done is pick up and get better and better, right? So, I mean, I know we are all here to make money, right? But in situations like this, we have to do everything we can to put our thought of immediate sales to the side. And remember, let's lead with value. Let's build a list. Let's get people that are interested, because as we come out of this situation and things progress along, we'll be able to monetize those people just because we've been building those relationships and building that trust with them. But if we don't do that, we're not going to be able to do that, right? Like, so the people that focus on doing this, getting the word out into these businesses, positioning themselves as somebody who's helping, really sharing value. When these quarantine restrictions and things get lifted, like, who do you think these people are going to go to for marketing help? Are they going to go to the person that calls them 4 times a day saying they work for Google? Or are they going to be like, man, what about those people that did the website with the restaurants? Like, I wonder if they could help us. The difference is night and day. So look, I see somebody on here said, so if we don't do Facebook, how are we advertising the site? So JJ, I think, again, you're missing kind of the point. Like, Facebook was just one little thing. I mean, we put one post on there. The other thing we did was we just started telling all our friends about it. Like, we were like, hey, we put this site together, tell people to go there and put their businesses in. Like, you can get traffic there. Like, you do whatever you need to do to spread the word about it. If that means picking up the phone and calling businesses, you do that. Pick up the phone and call every business that you add to your influencer site. And you say, hey, I've added you to my influencer site. I'm building the site to help get the word out. You have a free listing. I'm not charging you anything. I want to get the word out. Help me get the word out. If you have a social media page, post it on your social media page. Here's a link to your listing so you can see what it looks like. Like, there's a gazillion ways to get the word out, right?
I have a lot more on those ways that I'm going to share with you guys. So
yeah, but like, you just do whatever you need to do to get the word out. And the easiest way is to just reach out to the businesses that you've added and ask them to share it. Like, I mean, you're doing nothing but bringing value. You're giving them, they're getting exposure. They're on the site, right? So it's like, I mean, why wouldn't they share it? You say, hey, look, you're on there. There's your listing. Why don't you share this? Would you mind sharing this on your Facebook page? Would you mind, all that kind of stuff?
I'm going to show you some of the easiest ways, and the results that you're going to see are pretty amazing. So let me jump back over to this. So we posted, right? Let me recap real quick. We posted in that one Facebook group. Pretty straightforward, right? Everybody can do that. Who thinks they can do that, by the way? Who thinks that they can make a post in a Facebook group promoting something like this? I mean, how easy is that to get the attention of customers, right? Everybody should be able to do that. I know you're all social media experts at some level, right? You go on Facebook, you make posts, you comment, you like and engage with stuff out there. Jim, some groups you do need permission, others you don't. So totally doable. Now, let me pull my slides back up real quick for you. So we made the post. The community loves it. There's a huge need. We're supporting businesses. People know where to get food. And people started to want to add their listing to our site. So this is where that influencer effect starts to happen, right? You have these businesses now that see this post in this group, and we ask the community, hey, do you know any restaurants that are open? Make sure to tag them in here as well. Let us know so we can update our site. So we get people waiting for approval, submitting for listings, asking, Morgan's here asking if we're going to be adding a location for businesses in this area soon, right? We've got a submission for Bistro Casanovas. I love that place. I would love to do business with them, but normally they're too hoity-toity and high-end for me. I don't think I would ever be able to talk to them, right? But now I have this unique opportunity because I'm helping out the community. This person submitted for a listing and gave us their name, their address, their phone number, their direct email of the person that owns the business. So imagine that, people.
Yeah, well, Wayne just said in the comments that they're bypassing all the gatekeepers for the restaurants they've been reaching out to. He said they've been able to talk directly to either the owner or the general manager and get their cell phone numbers. Like, you couldn't do that pre this situation, right?
Yeah, no, it's just too difficult. So I get it, right? Now, then something else started to happen, right? People started using the resource. So not only are the business owners interested and want to give us their information, but I have people reaching out to me that say, hey, what's the website for the for all the restaurants in the community that you created? This person on the left here, they're a business owner, but they wanted to use the site, right? This person in the top, what's the website you created for the restaurant info? They're wanting to figure out what businesses are open. So do you guys see how you start to become credible in your community and how you start to develop trust and authority? Put some yeses or some ones in the chat, in the comments below. Let me know if you start to see how, if you're somebody that is out there that doesn't have any rapport or any customers, you can use something like this to get trust from people in the community, from businesses, from potential customers and prospects, right? Kevin says, what's the difference between this and the one that Jack made? Kevin, Jack's doesn't do what ours does by importing all those businesses massively at once. And I mean, there's many other things that it doesn't do, but I wouldn't even put it up next to ours.
Yeah, one of the other things about this whole thing too is, like, again, just like Nick said, just by going through the process, like, I mean, think about this. Everybody knows you're putting this together as a result of what's going on. That all makes sense to them. Like, oh, I get it. So they get that the site is new and things are being added to it all the time, and you're just putting this together at the current moment. So there's no pressure from these people like, oh, well, how long have you been in business? What, like, there's none of that, because you've been really upfront and honest with them. So you get that kind of like carryover, social and authority proof that Nick's talking about, right? Like, you must know what you're doing because you're the person putting this together. So, I mean, I think that's a key point to keep in mind in the way that you're able to get it all going.
Right. Because, and here's another thing, Tom, that I think people get, that just gets looked over, is that people are, when they're just getting started, they don't have confidence in what they're doing, right? And that the confidence that they lack is like in being credible and having something that works, having something that they can talk about. And this allows for you to have something that you can talk about to people and feel good about it and have confidence, right? And that really just changes things. I know it did for me when I was first starting out. So let me jump back to this. We've got some more great info that I want to share with you guys. So we have all these businesses, right? They're submitting their information to us. And what we are doing, we're getting some, inbound leads, we call it. And we start to build a list, right? We're doing some inbound list building of people that already know who we are. They know us, they like us, they trust us. And now they're on our list, right? Because they've given us their information and they want to be added to our site, right? So this is called list building. And by building this list, we're able to talk to these people again and again and again, right? Through our email tool that we send out lots of emails through. So I want to point something else out for you. And I got this email from Brandon just this morning. Brandon's on my team, and he's helping me to outreach to all these businesses, right? So, I was doing this myself at first. I got so busy that I couldn't do it on my own at first. And it's very easy to train someone to say, hey, look, here's this list of businesses, right? Let me show you guys. Here's, after you add all these business listings to this site, all you have to do, if you want to have the list to prospect, you just go to the listing section, like I'm showing you right now, hit the export button. And now you have this huge list of all these businesses with their information, their phone number, their name, all of your prospecting info, right? And you just have somebody go down that list. And here's what you do. You have them call the business and say, hey, are you still delivering or offering takeout? And they either say yes or no, right? If they say yes, you say, great. My name is Brandon, and I am from We Deliver Maui. We're a community resource in our area, and we're just trying to help restaurants put the word out to the community that they're still open for business. We've given you a free listing on our website, and I just want to verify that I have the correct information. And I can tell you right now that the people that we're calling and that are responding to us, they're loving to talk to us. This is not the typical prospecting phone call that we're having with these people. They're happy to hear from us. They're like, oh, thank you. I want to be listed on your site. That's amazing what you're doing. So some of the stats that we're seeing, right? He sent me this email this morning. So he called 60 yesterday, and 37% of the businesses are closed. So they're just closed. So that's, that sucks. But of the 38% that are not closed, and that's an interesting number, right? Because if that many are closed, then of the ones that are closed, he's getting a 38% success rate of actually getting their best contact information or getting in touch with the decision maker. That's more like an 80% success rate of people that are actually eligible and open for business. So, I mean, who has ever heard of a prospecting method that works that well? I mean, those numbers are like astronomical, right? Tom?
Yeah. No, I mean, those numbers are great. And by the way, like Nick hired Brandon to do this, right? But does anybody here on this Facebook Live right now know anybody that's just sitting at home that may be currently out of work, furloughed from their job, who would be interested or might be willing to help you out by making some calls to local restaurants without having to sell anything, to just like ask them if this business information is correct and direct them where to do? I mean, the opportunity here to quickly get this thing going is pretty big. But like the numbers of people, and again, like Nick said, business owners are glad to hear from us. They're excited to hear from us. And why are they excited to hear from us? Because we're not selling anything. We're offering a solution. We're trying to be part of the solution to the current situation we're in. And that is refreshing, right? Other businesses don't do that. All these marketing people that call them and say they're from Google, that's not what they're trying to do. They're approaching these people trying to sell them something. We're approaching them as part of the solution. And it's just a natural continuation that we can help them with other things.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna walk you guys through the flow a little more. Marvin says, "Damn right, I was in shock how nice people are that they reached out today. It didn't even feel like a cold call." And a lot of you are asking where to get the tool. We're gonna get the tool. I'm gonna. If you guys want, I'm gonna share a link. I was gonna ask if you're all right with that. I'm gonna share that at the end of this call. We actually have something special for everybody that's already, an offline shark. So.
Yeah, but one thing I would say about that, the reason it doesn't feel like a cold call is because it's not a cold call. It's not a cold call. Like it's I mean, if anything, I would call it a value call, because we're not trying to, I mean, we're being really upfront and just bringing value. We're not trying to do anything, sneaky. Like we're not, it's really, it is what it appears to be. And businesses find it highly valuable. So it doesn't feel like a cold call because it's not a cold call.
Right. And so, I thought those stats were just insane. We're having a really good success rate with it. And again, everybody, we're building this list of decision makers, right? Right now, we're not charging them money to be on our site. We're just giving it away for free, and we're generating goodwill and trust with these business owners. Because how many of you right now have a very small pool of prospects that you can do business with, or any at all? Who here would like to have a big pool of customers or potential customers that know, like, and trust them? So when you get out of this situation we're in, you can communicate with them on a regular basis and say, "Hey, I do this, I do that." That's like the dream, right? That's the dream. And that's the opportunity that we have here. So, Raving Metric says, "How do I monetize this enough to pay my new call center?" That's funny. So I'm gonna share more. I got more for you all. Brian says, "Can you drop the link, please?" Brian, you're gonna have to hang out with us, man. I got something special for you guys. Okay, so let's keep going. So when you build a list, you speak in a different way. You're able to communicate in a more effective way, right? It's called one-to-many. I hope you guys have all been or heard of that. Tom actually told me about a great book that I bought yesterday. It's called One-to-Many. But basically, now that we have all these businesses, right? I'm going to go back real quick. All these businesses coming in, wanting to be added to our site. Now we have this way to speak to them one to many, right? One email to 100 businesses. Do you see how we actually start to legitimize a business? Like, this is a business. It's gone from a freelancing thing where you're like kind of just hit or missing, talking to somebody here and there, to having an actual business, right? So no more one-on-one cold prospecting, all that stuff. You have this list. When we come out of this, we have this list. Now, the other thing that we do is we automate this entire process of nurturing them. So what you're looking at right here is our ConvertKit account, and it's about $20 for one of these. And you see on the left here, this is an email that goes out as soon as somebody submits their information to become a member on our site. So this email goes out and it welcomes them, right? And it tells them, hey, here's how you can get more information. Those guys that we deliver Maui, they're awesome. Trust them, like them, know them, whatever. The next day, 24 hours later, automatically we have another email that goes out. This is called a drip sequence, and it gives them more information about how they can, weather the storm of what's going on. In fact, we actually give them the survival guide in email 2 or 3, I think, right? Because immediately they're on our list, and now we're giving them information on how to survive. So more trust is built up, right? We put them through a 7-day sequence of just giving them pure value. We give them graphics to put on their social media accounts to let people know they're still available. They're delivering, they're doing takeout, all these things. And we're doing it to build their trust, right? We're gaining their trust. We're actually gaining their trust on autopilot, if you will. We're starting to build a real business here. Everybody on the same page as me? Everybody still with me?
Yeah, and I saw somebody was asking about, can you tie this in with a messenger bot? And yes, you can.
Yeah,
we actually have a messenger bot sequence where when people land on the site, it walks them through claiming a listing and then asks to upgrade them to a premium. So you can do that. Absolutely.
You can do that. That we already have that. We give it to you. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so I just added this slide before the live because this is from somebody that is going through our nurturing sequence right now. This is an email that we got last night. You can see it. So this bottom email that you're looking at right here, this is our nurture sequence going out. And this is the email on top that we got from the company that's on there. And they said, thank you so much for reaching out to us. We are very interested in how we can work together. We're currently using Bite Squad for delivery, but open to more opportunities. Do you see what just happened there? How awesome and amazing is that? Without even having to go out and sell something to this business, they're asking us how else we can help them. I'm just
pretty nifty.
The mic drop. I'm reading the comments. Right? So you've now come through this situation where you're not calling to sell, and you have all these ways of talking to these businesses. They're happy to talk to you. You put them on a list, and now they want you to sell them something. And in fact, Brandon just made, like, he's only been here a couple of days. He just made his first sale for $1,000 a month social media marketing campaign,
which is freaking awesome.
Yep, that's his first sale. He he said, I texted him at lunch and I was like, they just paid the invoice, and he was like, "Okay, I'm going to the bar. I'll see you later." Very funny. Back to work.
There's no bar to go to.
Right. We don't have a bar. So let's move back over to this, right? This is the influencer effect happening. We're using our software to establish credibility and authority, and we're having businesses actually ask us, what else can you do for me? Because they know, like, and trust us now. So Jacqueline went on to make this post in our group the other day, and I hope you're with us right now, Jacqueline. It's kind of a long post, but basically She spent $10 on a Facebook post, and she reached 1,770 people and had 117 link clicks. So advertising right now, I've personally found this out. It is super cheap because all the companies right now that are normally spending tons of money on ads aren't there, and the competition for link clicks is it's easy to get and it's cheap. So she's been following up with these leads, and people are wanting to pay her to run social media campaigns, Google My Business campaigns. She's even a digital manager for somebody now, and actually goes on to say that she's so pleased to get work even in this climate. So those that are on this call with us right now that are looking for something to do, a business to do, I mean, this could be your opportunity. This is what we're doing. The one advantage that you would have by doing this is the speed of implementation, right? I just showed you how quickly we can get set up. So everyone with me, who thinks that this is awesome and who actually sees themselves having success with something like this? Maybe you could give me some yeses in the chat. Let me know that we're on the same page. I see we've got about 170 something people on here.
I see somebody's asking how much traffic does We Deliver get, and like, you're missing the point.
You're totally missing the
point. like you go like that frustrates me. It frustrates me so much because this is a site that we put together and had up and running within a couple of days, and we're now getting clients from, and all these businesses are getting added. Like, it's not about that. It doesn't matter how much traffic it's getting. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And beyond that, I know why you're thinking that, but you're wrong to be thinking that. Like, this site is actually getting a lot of traffic because people love it. I mean, and also we ran an ad for, I don't know. I mean, Jacqueline ran an ad for $10 and she got 1,700 people to her site from one $10 ad. We posted one free social media post in a group and got like 50 businesses that wanted to be added to our site. If you get a good idea and get behind a cause, like, that is just going to be put out there. Now, that's not like, that's one piece of this. The other piece is having a pool of business owners that we can now communicate with on a regular basis. So I see why you're saying, like, how much traffic does the site get? Or how am I going to, does it rank well? Does the SEO work? That doesn't matter. That's not what we're trying to do here. Like, that is something that happens indirectly by having an actual tool that is good and something that people want the information on. So yeah, James says it's a perfect door opener and conversational starter with people that need help. And Jason said, the other Jason says, do restaurants even ask about the traffic? No, not one. We've been contacting hundreds of businesses. Not one has said, how much traffic does your website get? Not one.
Yeah. And Mike, yes, we are using this as a lead gen for restaurants. That's what we're doing. But yeah, for years, like, we've been doing these influencer sites for years, and no one has ever asked me how much traffic my site gets. But when I tell people that, they just don't believe me. But yeah, I mean, like, it is the absolute truth, though. It doesn't even cross their mind, right. Especially when you position it the way we were positioning it here.
Yeah. So a lot of people are asking, how do you get it? Just writing down a little note to self right there. How do I get this local influencer platform? Did I show the site already and I missed it? Yeah, I showed it to you. I'm gonna go back to it. I want to share with you. I mean, how many people think that they could do something like this? I know I asked that, but really, like, if you had access to something like this in your spare time right now, you saw how quick we got up and running. Do you think that you could do that? I mean, it literally took me, you can have 100 businesses in your site within a matter of minutes.
I'd say probably most people could have something like this set up in a day or two.
Yeah. A lot of people, their biggest excuse right now is, or in general, is that they don't have enough time. Well, right now you have the time, and the time it takes to set that thing up is like non-existent. So we're going to give you guys access to this thing. I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. So currently agency growth.
Nick. Oh, go ahead.
Currently agency growth machine. It sells for $997. We've got all the step-by-step training, all the done-for-you material. You get the site, you get the automated lead importer, you get all that stuff, right? We have something special for you guys that I want to sweeten the deal with. Both Tom and I, we talked about this. We think that it's the right thing to do. It's the opportune moment for a lot of our people, and we want to help you guys level up. So we have some special bonuses. The first bonus is that everybody that's here with us on this call, if you get in and take us up on this AGM offer, we're going to set your first site up for you. So those of you that are worried about setting a site up and don't even have a website of your own right now, the first bonus that we're going to give you is we're going to set it up for you. Okay? Let me know if you love that bonus too, because I know a lot of you.
And by the way, our team can usually have those up, in 48 to 72 hours from the time you submit your info. And just so you guys know, to be clear, like what we're going to set up is the theme and the demo content and things like that. Like you're going to need to add businesses to your site yourself using the bulk upload tool, but you see how easy that is, because obviously we don't know, what areas you're in and all that kind of stuff. So, but the team will have the site ready. So all you have to do is go in and do that.
That's right. And so the next bonus that we're going to give you is the 7-day nurture sequence that we've created for ourselves. So remember how we're doing our prospecting, right? We've never released this before. We're scraping all those businesses. We're importing them into our site. And anytime somebody comes into our site, they get added to this 7-day nurturing sequence where they start asking us about what else we can do for them. Well, we want to give you all those emails that you can use and you can repurpose for yourself, and you can start having that influencer effect happening for you. So that's bonus number 2 for everybody here with us today. Okay, so let me know if you love that bonus. Okay, bonus number 3.
Nick, how long did it take you to put all that stuff together? I mean, you spent a couple $1,000s on that, right? The emails and the guide and all that. Yeah. I mean, I know it wasn't cheap.
I've been sinking money into this thing because it's something I know will work, right? I'm investing in it. We're doing it here. We're getting results. I'm sharing those results. This isn't some, pie in the sky thing that somebody's, sitting behind a computer pretending to work. This is actually working. I can hear, I don't know if you can hear the background. Calls are being made right now. Business owners are being talked to. Deals are being made. You should be doing this. So bonus number 3, you're going to get a developer's license. We're going to give you unlimited listings and unlimited website installations. So let's say you want to start with restaurants. You want to copy my model, go right ahead. I invite you to do it. Rip off all my content for all I care. I would gladly help any shark to do that and get going faster. But let's say in a week you want to do something for electricians or any other business or niche. You're going to have an unlimited license to build as many sites as you want. Normally, that's actually a $997 value, but we're going to give it to you for free. Everybody on this call with us, if you join today, we're actually going to make this even more available for you. Today, we're going to slash the price to $497. One payment, one time. No ongoing fees, none of that stuff. All you have to do is go to offlinesharks.com/we-deliver, and you can get in at $497. Now, here's one thing I do want to add, and if you could put that link in there for me, Tom, in the chat. So one thing I want to add for you guys is to a little perspective, right? This is Shannon, and he's been using Agency Growth Machine. He's been crushing it. I mean, he's been building these sites before this whole thing has happened. And he has this one site with over 55 premium listings. He's charging for the listings. He charges anywhere from $299 to $499 for premium listing per year. That's every year. So each year, these businesses are paying him $300, $500, just to have the exposure on his site. So, this site, there's a lot to be able to leverage and make money. I could spend an entire day showing can do. This presentation has really been like, just boiled down to what's relevant and important to right now, because so many of you are going to be able to be successful with just this little piece, you know? And I wanted to highlight that for you because I think it's important to keep in mind, like, this is a legitimate business. This isn't like an idea that you get or you see a lot of people putting out there, course creators, product creators, of an idea that sounds good to sell a product. Like, this is a business. Like, look at Shannon. He's got 55 premium listings on his site and he charges $300 to $500 a year. All he did was put the site up and add businesses to it and let them know that they have free listings. And now he has a business. So,
well, and some of our current AGM members, like, when they heard what we were doing, they started doing the same thing, right? And like they've been getting, that's the thing, they're getting traction too. So it's not just something that we're able to do because we're Tom and Nick. We're not that smart. Like, this is the right opportunity at the right time with the right position for the right audience, right? And so it's getting traction. And yeah, I mean, I think but again, like, this opportunity is here now, right? Like, you need to jump on this and start doing this now, not like wait till things settle down and then start thinking you're going to do it. I mean, it'll still work then. Like, you just would need to kind of adjust your approach. But right now is a really big opportunity to really get some serious traction and lock down your area. And I saw somebody in the comments asked, like, are we giving away the free listings or the premium? And we're giving away premium listings right now because why not, right? Like, if we can start a relationship and bring those people into our sphere of influence, as we call it, why not? Totally worth it. Plus, it even positions us even better because we can be like, look, this is a $299 value. You can just add it for free. And I saw somebody else ask in the comments about adding chain restaurants. And I think you absolutely should do that. So, like, they mentioned Olive Garden, one of my former employers, by the way, the Olive Garden. But you should add those businesses because, again, giving those businesses a free listing also brings more social proof and authority to your site. Like, we don't have an Olive Garden here in Maui. So, you know, obviously we don't have them on our site. We don't have Applebee's or any of that, but I would absolutely add those businesses to your site, give them premium listings. You can even email them and let them know, like, the local Applebee's know, like, hey, I gave you a free listing, or not, but put them on there. Cause when people come to your site, they'll be like, oh, well, Applebee's is on here. Olive Garden is on here. Like, this is legit. It's like, yeah.
You know, what's funny.
And there's nothing, I mean, that's not a sneaky tactic. Like, there's Google adds business listings to their Google My Business pages, millions a day, right, Nick? Millions a day. Those people have no idea they're being added to Google, and yet they're added to that given a Google My Business listing, and then they have to go in and claim it, right? Same thing here. Like, add as many businesses as you want, and I'd say right now, give away a lot of premium listings, really build that site up. You'll come out with something really great.
Right, because, like, I've been saying this kind of the whole time, but, like, yes, we have people asking for how we can help them with more stuff and we can close deals and make sales. That's not what we're leading with. We're leading with giving something away for free. But beyond that, as we come out of this situation, what we're going to be left with is, number one, a great asset, a great piece of credibility, something that you can continue to talk to people about. You know, hey, oh yeah, I built that site back when stuff was crazy, and you know, We Deliver Maui, you may have seen it. But also, now you have this list of businesses that know you. You know, so if you're one of those people that don't have anybody to talk to about how awesome your products and services are, like, this is your time to build that. You know, how do you think, like, guys like Jason, who, when we share a new strategy on our webinar, goes out and makes like 2-3 sales before the webinar is over? The way that he does that is because he has a list of customers that already know him. So it's easy for him to leverage the most hot topic or trend or software or tool and have success with it because he already has people that know him. So look at this as an actual business. Look at this as a prospecting method to build a list of businesses that know, like, and trust you. So you can sell your your products and services on an ongoing basis. This is the missing piece for most people. And we have this unique time right now where you can just get in front of so many people that you normally would never have the chance to. And the success rate is insane. So let me jump through a couple more things. These are some of the results from our sharks. Tom mentioned this. Jason, I don't know, you're crazy. He has a site. He imported 2 whole counties with 413 listings and sorted in categories. He exported the list for people calling. Not a bad 20 hours. Plus, I got the system down. That is a behemoth of a site. And I saw him on the call. I think he started prospecting today. Did you have any sales by any chance? Let us know in the comments. Brian Grant says that he got his AGM site set up yesterday, and he's been giving away free listings. So he's getting after it. And look at all these other sites. If you've been in our Facebook group at all, you see that people are just taking action because it's a legitimate cause. It's a reason to get behind it, and that you have an opportunity here. So here's some more results. You guys all know Paul James, right? A lot of you do. He's pretty, big person in the online space and has a lot of success doing what he does. So he's been building a site, and this is in West Bend, right? He posted this. He had one Facebook post, and you can see he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 or 10 businesses overnight reaching out, wanting to add their listings to his site. Who here has ever had businesses reach out to you and ask to do business with you? It's different. It's different if you can somehow make that happen. And how we're making that happen is through Agency Growth Machine. You guys can get in on this call, offlinesharks.com/we deliver, and we're going to give you all 3 of those bonuses. So,
yeah. Hey, and let me take a quick minute too, because I know, Nick did really talk a lot about in the presentation about what we're doing now, right? This is actually what we're doing right now, right? We're doing this, it's working. Other sharks and people are doing this as well. But like you said, there are a lot of other things about this Agency Growth Machine, the site, the theme, all that stuff that are really worth noting. So let me just show you guys real quick. I'm going to share my screen here. And here, let me share my screen. This is the Agency Growth Machine members area. And there's just a couple things that I want to point out here. One, we have a quick start, all, bonuses and things. We have a deal in here on what you do to claim your bonuses, stuff like that, like the directory setup. We do a monthly live coaching call every month. So earlier today, we had the live monthly coaching call for AGM members. So Nick and I get on those calls, we answer questions, we talk about what people are doing, we hot seat members. It's a really great place to interact with us and get information about AGM, right? You get access to all the done for you scripts and resources that we use in our actual businesses, not just the ones that apply to this restaurant type of influencer site, right? Of course, there's the influencer site setup, all that stuff, but we also have what we call advanced influencer site strategies. And so we have a couple of really simple things in here. One is this super simple Facebook ad strategy that you don't really need to know how to work Facebook or anything like that. Ads manager to work. It's really easy. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is the done for you Facebook verification bot. So you actually get that as well. We give you all the sequences, everything that you need to get that up and running. We've also got some training on how to put together a press. Since you're doing this great thing, right? Since you're putting this valuable resource together for people in your community, you might as well get some press for it. So we show you how to put together a press release, submit it to your local papers. You might be surprised the traction that you get with that. We also have some training here on adding multiple locations to your influencer site. So Nick and I are constantly updating this software and this platform. And one of the things that our members really wanted was the ability to showcase have a page that just showcased a specific area, so that if you lived, if you were in New York, you could have a page just for businesses in Brooklyn, just for businesses in Manhattan. And so you can already do that with the influencer site platform, but people just weren't clear how to do it. You don't need to use subdomains or anything like that. So this training actually shows you how to do that. So you can have you could have cities, counties, however you want to break it up. And then we also have this training, which could be a course. I mean, we could sell this part as a course all by itself for, I mean, what we're asking today or a lot more, but it's a training on how to hire an appointment setter. So we basically show you everything, where to find appointment setters in your local area, how to interview them, the questions to ask, what are the red flags, everything that goes in with that. We also give you our appointment setter training manual. It's in a Word doc, so you can brand it to your business, but this is what we give our appointment setters to train them. It walks them through what a good appointment setter is, what they're expected to do, all that kind of stuff. So you get that as well. And then, somebody asked about traffic and things like that. Well, that's not part of our immediate strategy, because like what we're trying to do, what we want to do with our influencer site right out of the gate is go straight to the money, right? SEO, doing things like that, that is a long-term strategy, which it's good to do that, but we want to go straight to the money and get money coming in as quickly as possible. So all of the things that we talked about on this training, all the things that we show you in the quick start and inside the members area are designed to get you straight to the money. We call it the profit first. It's like a profit first foundation is what we call it. But the goal is for you to implement and be making money as quickly as possible, right? As you're doing that, then you can start to implement other things, like maybe a more aggressive paid advertising strategy if you want to, maybe a more aggressive SEO strategy. And we actually give you training on how to do that right in this SEO training section. And then, of course, we have the recordings of all the coaching calls, so you can see all the Agency Growth Machine coaching calls and go back and review those. So, I mean, you really do get everything you need to hit the ground running, right? The only thing you have to do, since we actually set the site up for you, really the only thing you have to do is start reaching out to businesses. And you can even start reaching out to businesses before your site is set up. Why not just start like emailing businesses right now and say, hey, I'm in the process of building a site, right? I'm in the process of building this site, and I'm going to add you to that. Can you verify your information is correct? So you don't even have to wait for a site to be live to start, getting some traction with this. So Nick, I just wanted to go over that real quick. And then, I know you got a couple more things to go over, and we should probably do some Q&A.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you guys, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, this is what we're doing. This is the success that we've been having. You guys have the opportunity to get in and join in what we're doing. It's a great time to do it. It's a very timely opportunity. I see that Carmen says that she's in. So welcome, Carmen. Excited to be working with you and see where you take this. I know that you're going to have a good time with it. I'm going to run through the bonuses again real quick for everybody, just because I saw in the comments a few people were asking about that. So normally, you guys, Agency Growth Machine sells for $9.97, right? Today, for everybody that's with us on this Facebook Live, we are going to give you some bonuses. The first bonus that we're going to give you is that we're going to set up your first site for you. So I do say this often. Who here, we've got over 150 people here, who here doesn't have a website yet? And I'm gonna wait to see some of those comments come in, because there's a delay on those comments, but I know that a lot of people here still do not have a website, right? And so if that's you, you should take us up on this bonus alone, right? You're going to get in, you're going to get the influencer site system, Agency Growth Machine, and then we're just going to set the website up for you. Most people don't have a website because they don't know how to set it up and do all that stuff. We're going to do this for you. And this is actually going to be something that you can be profitable with. This is a business that you can take. So it'll be the most inexpensive website that you'll probably ever be able to get your hands on today. So I hope you, for those of you that don't have a website yet, like Raving Metrics has a domain, no website. I mean, come on, man, get with the program here. We gotta get you moving, Raving Metrics. So that's our first bonus, right? Bonus number 2 I'm going to give you my 7-day email sequence. That's the one that we're using to nurture those businesses and get them to reach out to us for more information about products and services. And actually, I was laughing earlier. I just got a text from Brandon, and he sent me an image of another lead that just came in from our sequence that wants Instagram marketing, which is crazy. They're a jewelry company here that wants Instagram marketing. They didn't even know what we were really doing. Somehow they submitted their listing to us, and they're asking about Instagram marketing. And it's funny because we just brought somebody in to help us with Instagram marketing. So it's crazy.
Is that a coincidence? I think not.
I think not. Look, Jason says, I paid twice that and I had to build it myself. I thought I stole it for $9.97, right? So today you're going to get it not for what Jason had to pay, and we're going to set it up for you, and it's half the price, right? So you're also going to get a developer license. So later on, when you want to build another site or many sites, or you want to take advantage of having unlimited listings, we're giving you a developer license. That's a $997 value. We're just throwing that in today. We're throwing that in for you. So again, offlinesharks.com/we deliver, and we are delivering today.
Yeah, I do see a couple of questions I want to address. Somebody asked about the domain and the hosting. So, we didn't want, you'll need your own hosting account, and you want to buy your own domain name because, this is an asset that you own, an asset that you can grow. And there's lots of different ways to do that. We could have very easily built this platform on a platform where you had to pay us monthly, or a platform where we owned, so that if you ever left, you lost your site. That's just not how Nick and I do business. Yeah. We want you to have assets. So, look, it's a one-time fee, and we still continue to update and do ongoing trainings and all that kind of stuff to this. We've been doing that for a long time. So, we believe in the system because we actually do it, right? We know it works. And our goal here is to get as many people, on that path of getting their first client and having success as quickly as possible. So we do show you inside the training, inside the quick start, we show you exactly how to get a domain name, how to get a hosting account, even how to install WordPress on there. So that's all over the shoulder, super clear. And of course, if you have any questions, our support team at Offline Sharks, they know this influencer site inside and out. So if you have a question, if you run into an issue, you just email them and they'll take care of you.
Scott said, hi, Tom and Nick. What a great webinar and time for this awesome foot in the door strategy that bypasses all the gatekeepers. I'm already a member. That said, you have something special for us current members. What is that?
So that's the email sequence and the guide, right? Yep. So you guys are going to get access to that as well. Let's see. Roger said the extra site costs are what led me off another similar project. I have a great site set up with. Nice, Roger. Awesome. Jim Ramsey said, can we add subcategories such as vegan, Chinese? Absolutely, Jim. And Nick, one of the things that you didn't really you didn't talk about is we added some new functionality to the site where you can have three categories on a listing, right?
There's a lot of functionality that we've been adding to the site.
Well, that's one that this just reminded me of that. So see how these categories are here, Jim? You could absolutely do that. Those could be whatever you want, vegan, whatever, right? So you can sort those things any way you want.
Yeah, these are called parent categories and subcategories. So these are all restaurants, and they belong to a restaurant parent category, right? And they have subcategories that are their location, their status, whether they offer delivery, curbside, or takeout. And so you can do that with any industry, niche, or topic. You just create additional categories.
Yeah. And hey, Jeremy, yes, you have the only thing that you don't have, Jeremy, is the email sequence and the the guide to help local businesses, but we're going to give you that. So you're all good, Jeremy. You're all good. Let's see. Raving Metric said, I like Tom's pause. Functionality. I guess I posited the word there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what are, I mean, there's so many things about this influencer site, right? Like, one of the things that we didn't even talk about was the fact that you can, like, how easy it integrates to take payments. So all you do is put in, like, you just go into the back end of your influencer site and you put in your PayPal email address and bam, you can take payments. And you have the ability to charge monthly, or you have the ability to charge by the year, or if you want to charge every 3 months, however you want to do it, once a quarter, you have the ability to set that pricing up however you want. And you just put your PayPal email address in and you're set up and good to go. Another thing is there's space. Like when you're going through the site, you'll see on the right-hand side, maybe you can show them, Nick, the paid ad spaces. So this is another area of real estate where you can add businesses to this, and they actually pay to be there. So whenever somebody clicks on a listing, they end up on the listing page, right? And if you look down the side, you can see like that Pizza Madness, that car place, that window cleaner. Those businesses pay for that real estate. There's other ways to monetize as well. Like you have a homepage that has real estate. You could probably find somebody to actually sponsor the site where they'd get prominent branding all over the site as a sponsor, things like that. So lots of different ways to do that. So yeah, Gerald, you guys will get the report and the emails. Yeah, you will. Mark says, if you had to pick a new domain name, what do you think would be the direction you might go? So, Mark, given the current situation, I would pick something, like around the restaurant thing. I would just keep it really simple. So whatever your city is, right? And, you could do, like my city's Kihei. You could do Kihei, we're still open.com. I mean, that would be a great one, right? Kihei restaurants.
And if you wanted to be really general too, you could do like what Paul did and just did like, you could do a .org and do like, wherever. What he did his hometown. Yeah.
Say that one again, Nick. I think I talked
he did his hometown. It was like westbend.org. I don't know how he got that domain. It's a good domain, but you could do like, westbendbusiness.org, something like that, and you could be really general, and then you can go after like when we're out of this, you can go after other businesses too, not just restaurants,
Yeah. And the thing to remember about picking the name is like, just don't do what a lot of people do, which is let this be the first roadblock. Like think about it for a few hours, a day at the most, and then just pick something and roll with it. Like just get moving, start taking action, right? Like so many people get sidetracked by like right off the bat because they think the name's got to be perfect. And like, I don't know. I mean, I've changed my agency alone. I've changed the name of my agency like 4 times. And guess what? No one has ever noticed. Not one person has ever noticed. Like, oh, I thought it used to be this, or never. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, if you guys want to jump in on this special offer, just head over to offlinesharks.com/we deliver. And and like Nick said, him and the development team have been working hard to, push out. We're constantly updating this thing and adding new functionality, and we have some other functionality in the works. And, this is probably your chance, probably one of your only chances to get in at this low of a price. So, jump in. And
this thing has grown, as this thing has really grown and we've put more time into it, and we start to, we're updating this thing like every single day, you guys. Like this is becoming a pretty robust tool. I don't really know how long, like this is, first of all, this $497 price point, this is going to be it's a limited time, right? Like you're not going to have a chance to take us up on this forever. So if you are interested in this, you see yourself having success with this, you let us set up the site for you. You go in there, you scrape all the businesses, and you make some social media posts alerting the community that you're around. If you think you can do that, which I think all of you can, I mean, everybody can, then take us up on this offer because it's only going to be around for a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the thing to remember there too is like just forget that this offer is not going to be around very long, but like right now is the opportunity, and you need to jump. You need to grab this opportunity with both hands, and like if you wait, like you're going to be back in your job, you're going to be back doing your stuff, and like when are you going to find the time then? Like now you have the time. Like this is the chance. Like the ring is there. It's just within reach. You just got to reach out and take it and start moving forward. So.
Yeah. Jason says at some point AGM could be 4997. I don't disagree. I mean, hey, when people start making, crazy like you, multiple six figures off one website, then I mean, would you pay that to have multiple six figures? Of course.
It's funny you say that, Nick, because today I was the guest that I interviewed today for my podcast was about creating high ticket products and offers. And one of the very first questions he asked me was, he said, look, if I guaranteed you $250,000 in sales in 1 year and it cost you 25 grand to sign up, and you only had to give me half of that now, and you pay me the other half once you make the 250,000, like, would you take that deal?
Yes.
And I was like, absolutely. Like, who would, like, you would be crazy to not take that deal. Right. And, yeah. So one of the things he was talking about with this was with websites. And, when you're a website designer, like how you don't want to sell websites, like you want to sell a program, a system, you want to have something bigger. Right. So the reason you can, charge prices like that is because you're not selling the commodity, right? You're selling a program, a system, a thing. And that's what this can be for people, because we're not selling, website design, which is a commodity. We're not selling social media management. Like, we're bringing them into this thing. And as part of this system, they can get access to those things. Like, if you just want to get exposure, like, great, we have a $297 a year program that gives you exposure on the site when people come there. But if you really want to supercharge things, you want to be aggressive about reaching people, like, we can help you out with that too. And for that, that's this price. And there's another price for those things. So there's really just lots of ways to go with this.
Yeah, it really is. Somebody asked, Raving Metrics asked how much or what was the $1,000 service that the new Shark sold, and it's social media marketing. You guys have any other questions? We've been on here for about an hour and a half. I want to make sure that if anybody has any other questions, what's holding you back from AGM? What's holding you back from, taking advantage of the time that you have right now to build something substantial, like an actual business, one that generates money for you, and one that you can finally tell the rest of your friends or your wife and kids that you finally started getting some traction online. Like, that's what we're doing here. Like, this is something that we are actually doing. Gerald's asking for the report link. Cameron, can you please get them the stay till the end bonus for the COVID report link? Thank you for reminding us, Gerald. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and really, like, this thing is really just however big you want to scale it, right? Like, it's really up to you. Like, I think there's a huge opportunity here for somebody who would come in and, if you were added a blog to your influencer site, like for the restaurant site, one thing you could do is you could order food and then write a review about your experience. So you could have information on your site that is like a local's review of the restaurants in the area, right? Like, you could build that into something. Like, you could do movie reviews. Like, you could really become a trusted resource in your area. Like, that really is something that people are looking. That's one thing that people are definitely looking for more of. They want something local focused that they can turn to and trust for information. And you could be that place. Like, who's targeting that market right now? Well, Nextdoor, Alignable, but those are huge, big companies, right? Like, no one else is really targeting that local resource area. So you could be the one.
Hey, John Council, excited to have you jump in with us. You're gonna love this, man. I know you've been with us for a while, so excited to see you jumping in on this. One of the great things about doing this too, outside of the opportunity, the obvious opportunity of right now, but if you guys are serious about this, like what we're doing, I'm trying my best, and I'm doing a pretty good job of it, I think, of documenting what we're doing, how we're doing it, and you can be with us during that time, right? Like come along for the ride and let us show you how we're doing this exactly as we're doing it, as we're going. A lot of people that talk about strategy, they're like, this is what I did, right? This is what I did. And they probably did it a long time ago if they ever did it. But right now you have not only the opportunity of the obvious one, the market, but you have the opportunity of doing it alongside us right now while we're capitalizing on the market, And I know that sounds kind of weird saying capitalize on the market, but I think the way that we're doing it by helping is it's different, right? It's different, but we're helping people. Something that happens is we're able to start something that we couldn't start before, especially in such a quick amount of time. So there were a couple other questions that I saw. Somebody asked, how are the leads loaded into the system? So let me show you. Let's see here. So what we have set up, right? Number one, anytime somebody submits for a listing, right? They come to this page. We have a form here. They submit for a listing. And then when they submit that form, they get added to our ConvertKit account, which are all these businesses, right? And they get added to that. So that's our email list. And then now we can start sending them emails on an ongoing basis.
Look, I love how you just blazed by your 44% open rate.
Yeah.
Did anybody else notice that? A 44% open rate.
I'm trying not to show the details of everyone's email addresses on this live. So
I figured, but 44% open rate. That's crazy. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, not only the open rate, but the actual success rate of what's going on. I hear him right now.
You could video bomb him, be like, just go around the corner.
I almost want to make him jump on this call with us. So JC says, how do you add them to your list?
Wait, were you done showing him how to, did that answer that guy's question? Cause I interrupted you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay. So can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Cause a couple of people I saw, somebody is in New Zealand and they were like, restaurants can't even deliver. What do I do? Look, there's a couple of things for this. One is if essential businesses are open, right? What are essential businesses? Service businesses like handymen, electricians, plumbers. You could very easily build a site all around those essential businesses. In fact, we have one that we put together way before any of this. It's called oahuhomeservices.com, where we only list those types of businesses. So that site, those things are more valuable as well. So you could do that. The second thing I would say to that is, those businesses are going to reopen at some point. You have an opportunity right now to build something to help them once they're reopened to generate activity. So even if they're not open now, because you're giving something away free, the listings and the premium listings, there's no need to worry about trying to sell somebody something when their business is closed. You just go in and say, look, I'm putting this site together so that when businesses are reopened, people can find who to go to, who's reopened, when they're reopening, and all that stuff. I'm doing this to help. You have a free listing. It doesn't cost you anything. Let me get your information. And then when businesses reopen, you can launch your site. Reach out to those businesses, ask them to share. Say, hey, look, here's a list of all the businesses that are now open again, things that they're doing. Like, help me spread the word about this. Would work just as well.
Yeah. Somebody asked, do you have training on the integration between ConvertKit or other autoresponders when someone submits a listing? Arthur, I'm happy to walk you through that. We do have coaching where you guys can come ask your questions. We show you how to do stuff. If that's a question you have, just submit it to us and we'll show you how to do that. It's really easy, actually, really, really easy. Someone says, a wonderful platform which you can utilize to offer a much needed community service. Thank you, Bill. It's good to see you here, Bill.
Yeah, Kevin said, have you considered doing a monthly subscription, like $40 a month? So I'm assuming, Kevin, you're talking about the influencer site to the consumers, not us to you for Agency Growth Machine. Because this is a one-time payment for AGM. We do that on purpose because we hate to be locked into that kind of stuff too. But I'm just kidding. I know you're talking about the influencer site to the consumers, and you can absolutely do that. The reason we don't, the reason we didn't take that strategy route, Kevin, because it's really a personal preference, right? How you want to do it. But the reason we didn't take that road is because by giving our listings a yearly value, we created a currency, right? Like we've created a currency, a thing that has monetary value. So, it's a monetary value that we set, that we determined, right? So, if you set your yearly listings to a price of, let's just say you set them at, $597. Let's say you set them at $597 or $599 for a year. Let's say that's the value you set it at. You now have something that to everyone you reach out to is worth $599, right? Like, because that's what it says the price is on your website. It's a $599 thing. And so now we can leverage that to close more deals. So, if somebody comes to us about a social media management, right? Like we may say, well, look, if we can do this X, Y, and Z to manage your social media. And I tell you what, if you sign up today, we'll even throw in a premium listing on our community site. It's a $599 value, but you got to sign up today. Like we can leverage it, right? We can leverage that currency that we've created. So that's the reason we take the yearly approach. And but lots of students do the monthly approach too. It's really just a preference up to you and how you want to do that. Let's see. Do you give away the premium listings free or for 1 year or free forever? So, Noel, that's a great question. What we're doing right now is normally we do not give away the premium listings for free. Let's just be really clear on that. Okay. The way that the influencer site is set up, you have the ability, you have two different types of listings. You have a free listing, which is super basic. Business name, address, phone number, website, right? They can't add pictures. It's real basic, and it's designed that way on purpose because our goal has always been to give away those really basic free listings and then upgrade people into a premium listing where they can add their logo, they can add a description, they can add a video, they can add slideshows to the premium listings. So normally our process is we give away the free basic listings and then we upgrade people to the premium. But because of the current situation, we saw an opportunity and a value in giving away the premium listing. So just for right now, we're giving those away. We're not going to keep doing that. We're just doing that right now for this current situation.
So someone's asking about the email, like ConvertKit. Like that's just what we use. I think it's $20 a month. You don't need to use that. Actually, somebody in our Facebook group did a tutorial. There's a Loom video that he added to the group yesterday about using Gmail as your email service too. So build your list and Gmail. So there are a lot of things you can use. You don't have to use ConvertKit, but they do have a free trial, I think. And if you want to use them, then you can use them. I like them because they're easy. Arthur, when you pull listings from Google, does it also pull their Google reviews? Arthur, so yes and no. Sometimes it does because some of the reviews are public and some of them are not public. So the ones that are public, it does pull in, but the ones that aren't public, it'll pull in just the score. So sometimes you'll be able to get the actual reviews at the bottom of the listing page. But when you don't get those, you'll get the star, like 4 out of 5 stars or something like that. So, email integration, how does that work? What service? I just covered that.
I can hear Brandon talking in the background.
Yeah, he's calling.
I hear him. I know he's going crazy.
He's been calling people nonstop. Let's see. So is there training for integrating with a CRM, like specifically Sendio? So, hey, Roger, we're using, we're going to use, I think, either Sendio or Zoho. We haven't decided yet. But like I said, as we're doing this, we're going to take you guys along with us, So as we continue to kind of pave the way, we want to make sure to, send the elevator back down for you guys. So we're going to be able to share everything that we're doing. Those of you that are asking for my email sequence, we're going to add it to the, let's add it to the members area there, Tom, the new content section, right? So you guys will be able to get those email sequences probably within the next, I don't know. I know it's late for where Cameron's at. So by tomorrow, you guys will have those email sequences in your members area. Kevin says, how fast are these websites and do they rank? Kevin, so we've done absolutely no SEO to our Oahu Home Services website. We've done none, 0. And it's number 1. It's number 1 for home services. So I'm not saying it's going to happen to every website in every area, but out of the box, they work pretty well. We love doing SEO. We definitely have that in mind.
But Nick is right. Like we didn't put SEO optimized content on there. We didn't do anything. We just installed the influencer site the way it is out of the box, set the platform up, added some blog posts, and then So yeah, no link building, no any of that stuff. It doesn't have a Google My Business page. It's just there.
So do you guys have any other questions while we're live here? James says that he's looking forward to setting up his site, super busy with client work. Hey, that's a good problem to have, James. Looking forward to work with you. Sendio is API based. Yes, we already, if you're using Sendio, this integrates with Sendio. We added that functionality in a couple weeks ago. So again, we're always innovating this thing, right? Someone says, when I create my delivery site, the yellow takeout and delivery car side buttons show automatically. Jason, no, you need to create the categories. And I went over that earlier on the training, and there's actually a section of your members area that says set up multiple locations or categories in your AGM members area, and it walks you through the process on how to do that. Paula, just send us an email, offlinesharks.com/support. We'll be able to help you. Simon asks, how long is this offer up for? Simon, it's going to be up for a limited time. We have so many people that are doing this with us right now. And, we want to obviously get more people in, but it's a software, right? They're live trainings. We only have so long for each training. We only have so much time to be able to, invest into that side of it. And we want to, yes, get as many people in as we can, but we can't leave it open forever. So it'll probably just be open for a short period of time. This might be one of the last times we offer it, definitely at this discounted rate. If you've ever been thinking about it and you've seen it before, this is probably the best time to get it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, man, that was a really good. You guys had some really great, smart questions. Really awesome. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Tag Nick or I, or Cameron. And I think we did record this, so it'll be posted in the Facebook group, on the YouTube channel, and I'm sure we'll send out an email if you guys want to go check it out as well. Watch it again, see all the details.
Yeah, as soon as we end the training, it's gonna show up in the Facebook group, so you'll be able to see it there.
So Niels, you can watch it in the Facebook group, or when we'll send out an email too as well. But this is a really great opportunity, guys. Again, like Nick said, this is, we're doing this right now. Like over the past 3 weeks, this is what we've been focused on. Other sharks have joined us and come along the way. We're getting results. They're getting results. Had you started something like this 3 weeks ago, I would say it's safe to say you'd probably be getting results too. If you take the actions and you just follow the process and do exactly what we're doing. And we've laid it all out. So you guys know exactly what we're doing. We're not keeping anything back. There's no secret sauce behind this. If you follow this process, I think you'd have success in your area too as well. So if you guys want to jump in, head over to offlinesharks.com/we deliver. Nick, great job. Great job delivering all that information.
Yeah, there's you guys, I see some of your like all of these questions you guys are asking, we've already answered. When we end this broadcast, you can go ahead and review the replay. It's going to be there pretty much instantly. The email sequences are going to be added to your members area. Premium listings they're called featured listings on the homepage. We talked about that.
And yes, you can set them to show up before the regular listings.
Yes.
Like on the main page. So yeah.
So the main thing, you guys, is that we're going for a wild ride. We have this great tool that we've been using. We've been having a lot of success with it. If you want to join us come along for the ride, offlinesharks.com/we deliver. We've got some awesome bonuses. If you want to know what they are, again, go ahead and watch the replay as soon as we're done with this. And with that, I think we'll get back to prospecting, huh, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely. Back to work. Nose to the grindstone, people. Take some action. So thanks for hanging out with us this Wednesday evening. Stay safe, everybody, and practice aloha.
All right. Take care, everyone.